Hey guys, it's Neon. Welcome back to Clownfish TV. My God, the Disney news just keeps coming, but I don't even know if this is actually news or just wishful thinking. There's been a lot of talk over the last couple days about Disney buying Activision Blizzard. Does anybody actually want to see this happen? Will this actually happen? We're going to talk about it on this episode of Clownfish TV. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. The last month has been really awesome for us, and thank you guys so much for that. We're hoping to hit 100,000 by the end of the year. I don't know if it's going to happen, but we'd love for it to happen so we can bring you guys more content, more videos like this. Yeah, this is coming from Bloomberg, and I don't know what I think of it. I really don't. Disney investor thinks companies should buy game maker Activision. Okay. So this is making the rounds. I mean, it's all over the place. PC Gamers got it. Polygon's got it. What is this? Some rando site I've never heard of. Comicbook.com has it. One angry gamer weighs in on it with some ass cheeks for good measure. But the original article is out on Bloomberg. Disney investor thinks company should buy game maker Activision. Not Disney is thinking of buying Activision. Not, Disney has made an offer for Activision, but they think it should happen. They think it should happen. And we're going to talk about why I don't know if it will happen, because Disney has not had a lot of luck with video game companies. In fact, they've shuttered companies that were profitable. They don't seem like they want to be in the video game business. The only reason I could see them buying Activision, personally, is for the IP. For Warcraft, for Overwatch, I could see them doing that, but I can't really see them going after it just to make video games. Here we go. Activision Blizzard Inc.'s declining share price over the past several months has some speculating the video game company could be a takeover target. Yeah, that was kind of the talk of the first quarter, right? Activision Blizzard is not doing well. They're not doing well. Gerber Kowalski Inc.'s Nick Licouris thinks Walt Disney Company should be the buyer. The Santa Monica, California-based investor sees potential benefits between Activision's growing esports business and Disney's TV networks. He also sees an opportunity for Disney to leverage its film and TV characters and, make a bunch of Marvel and Star Wars games too, I guess, right? Ideally, for an investor, you want this to happen now, he said in an interview. Gerber Kowalski owns roughly 90,000 shares of Activision, worth about $4.3 million, according to data compiled by Bloomberg. Disney is the firm's top three holdings, with a 13F filing listing more than 152,000 shares, valued at almost $22 million. Disney's history in the video game business isn't great. We're going to talk about this. Disney has not had a lot of luck with video games, and I personally don't see them doing this, but who knows? The company acquired game makers such as Playdom and Club Penguin, bought game studios, and launched a gaming platform called Infinity, which was actually doing really well, and they pulled the plug, and I'm still pissed about it. Years later, it was a really good game. Disney Infinity was really good. After running up hundreds of millions of dollars in losses, the company shifted to letting companies like EA make games based on its characters for a fee. We've just decided that the best place for us to be in that space is licensing and not publishing, Disney CEO Bob Iger said on an investor call in February. So let's go back to that. Disney has had a lot of trouble breaking into the game market. They've tried on multiple levels, right? They had Disney Infinity, and they pulled the plug on, and it actually was doing pretty well. It was doing pretty well from what I understand, but they just looked at the long-term future of it, and they didn't really see a future for it. And I think part of the problem with Infinity was that you had to buy these action figures. They were $15 a pop. If they had gone with DLC, I think it might have gone a little bit better for them. I don't know, but we actually had a bunch of them when the kids were younger, and we played the hell out of this game. We loved it, and they pulled the plug. It was profitable, and they pulled the plug, and that's what we keep telling people, like, to Disney, you can have a profitable division or profitable company, and they can still pull the plug on it because it's not profitable enough. The margins just aren't there. So they shut down Avalanche, they shut down Club Penguin, they've shut down several online games. I think Pirates of the Caribbean was one of them. And, here just a couple of years ago, Engadget says, no surprise, Disney shut down its gaming division. They're just not, Disney's never been very good at this. And, their reasoning was that EA, now there was a huge debacle with Battlefront, but their reasoning was EA could do it. They could just license it out. They didn't have to worry about doing everything in-house. And that's sort of the logic, I think, behind why I've said before that I think the time will come that Disney will just turn publishing Marvel Comics over to another party, because it doesn't make a lot of sense for them to do it in-house, especially with them being focused on streaming right now, movies right now. Video games have been really dodgy, and why not let somebody else take all the risk and pay you for the opportunity to take that risk, So they got out of gaming like, 3-4 years ago, and now we're talking about them buying Activision and Blizzard, which is a troubled company right now. They're not doing too good. And Disney, in my own opinion, I think they're kind of overextending themselves with the streaming service, with the expansion in the parks. And they just made a huge acquisition with Fox. I don't see them buying a company like Activision. But who knows? I could be totally wrong. I don't see where it makes sense for them right now. So neither Disney or Activision immediately responded to requests for comment. They said the upside may be too good to overlook. The global gaming market is projected to generate $152 billion in revenue this year, with 45% coming from mobile. Oh, that's great. So we want Activision just publishing mobile games, and that's it. Disney already televises Activision's Overwatch League under a multi-year deal, and that could lead to closer ties. Disney's knack for storytelling presents ample opportunities, especially after Activision's acquisition of Candy Crush maker King Digital in 2016. Deal wouldn't be cheap. Activision's market value is almost $37 billion, even after a 43% drop. A 43% drop in the stock since October 2018. People also said that Apple might go after Activision. I don't see that happening either. I don't really see this happening. But who knows? Again, I don't know anymore. I know Apple's trying to get more into gaming now, going into the gaming space. I just don't know if that's a good deal, especially with the stock dropping the way that it has, and a lot of gamers having issues with Activision and Blizzard right now. I don't know if it's a good long-term bet, personally. Beyond Disney just outright buying Activision to make games, Disney's, they've gotten burnt before. They got burnt with Maker Studios. I don't know how many of you remember the Maker Studios debacle, but Disney paid a ridiculous amount of money for Maker Studios to get all these gaming YouTubers. At one point, PewDiePie was part of that, Polaris and all that stuff. And Disney paid through the nose for this because they wanted to get in on gaming. They wanted to get in on YouTube, and they figured they would just buy the biggest YouTubers, buy the biggest network. And they bought a pig in a poke. There really was nothing to buy because Maker Studios really didn't have anything. It was just a network of independent YouTubers, and then there was the big debacle with PewDiePie a couple of years ago that led to the first adpocalypse. I think it was the first adpocalypse, and Disney just quietly got rid of most of their YouTubers. They kept the ones that were the top performers. They got rid of PewDiePie. They got burnt hard on Maker, and I just can't see them jumping into this again. But look, I mean, when you've got infinite money, who knows? So let's go out to One Angry Gamer. Investor tries to spark rumors of a Disney buyout. Yeah, that's what we got to remember here. Is there's no substantiation at all. This is just one guy with stock in both companies, or one investment firm with stock in both companies that would like to see this happen for their own selfish reasons. They want to see that stock blow up. So here we go. One Angry Gamer: the declining shares of Activision Blizzard Inc. has caused many to eye it as a potential takeover target. Nick Lacuris of investment firm Gerber Kowalski, yada yada, is making the case for Disney to be the one to scoop it up. In a recent interview with Bloomberg, they touted the potential synergy between Blizzard's esports division and Disney's TV networks. It sounds like they're trying to sell Disney on this. He believes that mainstream America would tune in to watch a bunch of spastic kids play games like Overwatch and StarCraft. He also probably believes that the fans of esports would continue watching alongside their parents. And that's how they're going to spin it to Disney. That's how I think Disney got sold Maker Studios. That's how I think they were like, yeah, we're going to turn these YouTubers, these gamers into TV stars, and we're going to make Disney Channel shows based on these YouTubers, and that's the way to go. And it did not work out well. Additionally, Lycurus feels that Disney would have an opportunity to leverage its intellectual properties in Blizzard Activision games, where we have the Blizzard verse. That's going to be the new MCU, the Blizzard verse. So if he had his way, characters like Thor and Valkyrie could wind up in World of Warcraft. Oh my God. Does anybody want this? No. Does Blizzard care? No. Luke Skywalker and Kylo Ren could pop up in Overwatch. That's scary, but you know it could happen. Of course, Disney wouldn't be able to resist tossing Mickey Mouse and crew into Candy Crush. They have a Disney Tsum Tsum right now through Line, but yeah, Candy Crush is a much bigger deal. If that isn't the boomer idea of the year, I don't know what is. Again, they did this before in a roundabout way with Maker Studios, and it failed. It failed miserably. They lost a lot of money, and you really don't hear much about it now, other than in conjunction with the PewDiePie advertising debacle of 2017. If anything could make Blizzard Activision games worse than they have become in the last few years, it would be Disney control over the company, especially with Disney's history of appeasing quote-unquote SJWs and China. That said, Nick Luris is touting Disney as being able to benefit from buying Activision Blizzard for one reason: money, because Disney doesn't have enough of that. Disney needs to make money off of a failing, well, maybe not failing, but declining game company. As I said, Nick Luris works for the investment firm. This is important because they own 90,000 shares of Activision Blizzard. Yeah, so that's what this whole thing is. And it's amazing. It's amazing how this got around, because this is just speculation. This is just a theory, and it's all over the damn place. It's all over the place. Like, every news outlet has picked this up because you've got two buzzwords, you know, Disney and Activision. And do I think it's going to happen? I don't think it's a very smart move. You know, who knows? Who knows? But Disney, they're not good at gaming. They've never been good at it. And, you know, buying Activision would probably just be the kiss of death, you know, for that company, because they've run other gaming studios into the ground. They've shut them down. I think it's a bad move. But we will watch and see. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen? You know, Disney is acquiring everything. So it is definitely a possibility. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants here on Clownfish TV. Thank you so much for watching, and we will talk to you later. Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.